Are you drowning in monthly subscriptions that keep doubling in price, literally year on year? Well, there's no escaping it. Almost every tool out there has increased their costs this year. Many people are freaking out about it, but look at what else is going on. Netflix, Disney Plus, your household bills, food, every cost seems to be going up more and more. But when it comes to a platform like Kajabi, the increase in their monthly subscriptions has caused some ripples, but they've done this for the first time in 10 years. And when it's coupled with new features that I'll just be unpacking in my thoughts and review from their recent Kajabi Evolved announcement, it needs to be contextualized as some of the smallest rises in business software and systems that I've seen in recent times, and the fact that the new features actually help you make money. That's what I think Kajabi did differently to any other software that has increased their prices recently. Kajabi involved their entire system. If we've not met, I'm Ant Hodges, author of the book Simplify the Funnel and Kajabi partner since 2012. I've spent a few hours going through the announcement and through the conversations that I see out there publicly, even some of the responses to some people in my community and my customers, all about this latest announcement that Kajabi broadcast called Kajabi Evolved. I want to be breaking it down for you here and putting together this update really so that you can get my take on it and get the full lowdown and understand what's going on. So in the next 10 to 12 minutes or so, you'll see exactly what changed and what it means for your business and whether this evolution actually lives up to some of the hype. Plus, if you want to get your free trial of Kajabi, just go to anthodges.com/Kajabi and pick up a few bonuses from me on the way as a thank you for using my partner link and getting access to your 30-day trial. Now, I'm going to be talking about the new features and pricing in this video, but I've also created another video that you can click here where you can watch, and it talks about the real cost of leaving a platform like Kajabi when people often react to price rises like this. So if you're thinking about switching platforms because of these changes, make sure you watch that video first because it could save you thousands in hidden costs. As I said, I'm Ant Hodges, author of the book Simplify the Funnel and creator of the Simplify Business Academy. I've spent 20 years helping businesses generate over 76 million by choosing simplicity over complexity. And that's exactly why I love the platform Kajabi and why I believe Kajabi Evolved as an event landed well. They've chosen to double down on simplicity while everybody else adds more confusion. You see, most platforms evolve by adding more tools and more complexity, more things to break, in my opinion, more things to learn. Yet there were a couple of new things that Kajabi are releasing, but what they did is they looked at core features to make them world class and what would actually help us to drive more revenue and faster revenue for their customers. Then they built around that. There wasn't any kind of feature bloat. It was just what works. And this matters massively in this kind of world because complexity, in my mind, is expensive for business. If you operate on a simpler mentality, it physically will cost you less time, but it costs you less money. So more complexity is not just more money, it's more time, stress, and fundamentally missed opportunities. When you spend a lot of time learning the new features, it takes you away from your customers. And those who are freaking out about pricing changes, I have a special message for you shortly to bring some context that will help bring sense to your business if you're thinking of moving away. So stay tuned. Over the last few years, everything that I've been teaching inside my community and with my clients is built around my minimum viable funnel framework. It shows that you don't need anything more than 3 things to make an online business work. You need to capture attention, position offers, and deliver real transformation. After seeing everything Kajabi announced, they're the closest I've seen to making this as simple as possible and remove the friction of complicated funnels and marketing processes. So let's look at some of these updates. Community changes. First, let's look at the community feature. The huge update is that community access groups no longer count against your product limits on your Kajabi plan. This isn't just a marketing spin for them, it's huge. Because most 6- and 7-figure creators use 5 or more revenue streams. If community was eating one of your product slots, you couldn't scale properly. Essentially, what would happen is you create a community, then you create what's called an access group. When you create that access group, it takes one off your available products available. And if you're on a plan where you've only got 3 or 5 products, this wasn't great. Now, you can build your community around every product. Your course plus a community. Coaching plus a community. Cohorts plus a community. Newsletters plus a community. Even a free community if you want to use it for lead gen. Literally, you can have an unlimited number of access groups in your community, which makes this immensely powerful. Next, the mobile app evolution. Everything lives in one app now. For some time now, you could have told your customers to go to the App Store, download the Kajabi app, use their login details to get access to their digital courses and products that they've purchased. Well, now, not only will they be able to get those courses, but if they update the app, they will see any coaching products, community access groups that you've granted or given them, and podcasts. So the app now has the ability for your podcasts to live there as well. So private podcasts become something that you could sell. It doesn't have to be a podcast that you release publicly, but if you wanted to have a podcast for private customers, it's available in the app now as well. Ultimately, all of those things are now available in one mobile app. Your customers don't have to jump between tools anymore. One login and one experience. And it fixes the biggest problem with these complex setups: customer confusion. When people don't know where to go, they don't know what to do. So therefore, point them to the app and they'll get everything. Now, there is the branded app solution, which is something different. I've been talking about just downloading the Kajabi app from the App Store and being able to download. We'll do another video another time on the branded app as well. Now, third, checkout and payment updates. I could be a very rich person if I got paid every time someone told me that they were frustrated with the way in which the Kajabi checkout page was not customizable, as it was just totally inflexible for their needs. Now, the new checkout system is fully customizable. During the Kajabi Evolved event, we were told that some of the early adopters to the new checkout system had increases of around 68% on their conversions just by making the switch. Having had a play with it myself, I do honestly think that what they've given us is revolutionary. We can now build a checkout page to look exactly how we want it to. I know many people who run their businesses through social media and many creators, they typically don't have big websites and sales pages and big funnels. All they do is they take their audience and send them straight to an offer. And ultimately, this new checkout update gives us the ability to put content, calendars on, like countdown timers on there, course breakdowns, all sorts of stuff on the page, effectively to make our checkout pages look like sales pages if we want. There are also pricing updates, so we can have multiple pricing options on there as well. And there's a new geolocation thing that picks up the location that they are coming from. So people like me who sell cross-border, if someone from the States comes to my checkout, it will show their country in the billing information details. It's just small things like that that will help increase conversions. Next, automation updates. Kajabi now has a visual automation builder with branching logic. Effectively, we can say, if it does this, do this. If it says do this, do that. There's lots we can go into it. And this is just high level overview. But this visual funnel builder technology and automations in this graphical way represents a modern way of building out automations. And you can see it all on one page, rather than having to go to the form to check out what automations you've got, and then the email sequence to check out what automations you've got, and the offer to see what automations you've got. Literally, this is going to be something that's going to grow and develop to enable us to create something immense in our business, and that seamless flow. A new feature that they've released is something called comment to DM, comment to direct message. One feature that blew me away when I saw that it was coming and is now baked into the system is comment to DM automation, or universal inbox. If you're a creator and you've built a really big following on social, you've probably heard a lot about a tool called ManyChat. This is a tool that could use keywords that people write in their when they write them in their comments, could trigger direct messages to your followers. This is phenomenal. I'm already using it and have been for a while, but now I've cancelled my ManyChat subscription, I can use it all in Kajabi. There was one other huge thing that came in as well. For any video that we upload to our Kajabi announced that they will give us the ability to automatically generate transcripts, and there will be future AI translation dubbing on our content. Yes, your content will be able to reach the world, not only because Kajabi is global, but you'll also be able to speak their language too. Now that's features. Let's talk about what everybody's wondering about: pricing. So here's my take. Yes, Kajabi updated their prices. All over social media and in a number of groups, there seems to be a panic ensuing. Let's just put our finger on the pulse here right now. Kajabi are giving us notice that existing users will see a price change impacting their subscriptions in January 2026, not immediately. And I'm not a paid spokesperson for the brand. I'm not employed by the company. I'm someone who's an advocate and a champion of this brand. But here's the context around why these price changes and the increases are a good thing from my perspective. You see, Kajabi has added dozens of features over the last 10 years and more without raising prices once. Payments, coaching, community, newsletters, podcasting, now all included in the plans. They stayed at the same price. And even with things like an improved affiliate system and all kinds of other things that they've added into it as well. You know, you compare that to platforms like ConvertKit, they increased their prices. ClickFunnels launched higher tiered pricing, and most other tools charge for basic things like email sends and video uploads whilst maintaining a lower monthly subscription. With around a 25% increase on the plans for the new Kajabi pricing structure, there are huge benefits such as discounted payments rate if you migrate to Kajabi payments as well, and also increased product limits that enable you to create more products over time. Now let's just wheel back slightly on the Kajabi payments. I've seen some people posting that Kajabi will never take a cut of your payments, you know, and granted, they never did. And we used to have to use Stripe or PayPal, and we were hit with transaction costs for Stripe and PayPal like any other human being operating a business online. So Kajabi never take a cut. The Kajabi payments infrastructure is built on Stripe. So therefore, there are transactional fees still. So you can either choose a platform that doesn't take a subscription percentage of any of your fees, but tells you to go and use an external payment provider, or use Kajabi payments and pay the transactional charges, which probably are the same and on some plans discounted against Stripe. Plus, you get the Kajabi payments team supporting you with things like, you know, refund requests and chargeback requests and stuff like this. And if you know anything about this online world, that kind of stuff happens all the time. And to know Kajabi have got your back on that, that's brilliant. So the choice for existing users today, right now, is one of two. You can stay on your current plan or upgrade. There's no forced migration. If you do nothing, your price won't increase until January 2026. You've got 4 months to make a plan on how you can generate more money in terms of that increased revenue you need for your account charge. But it's not going to break the bank. One sale could give you all of that increase. And for me, this is a no-brainer. You know, what would I need to do to make one more sale? That is going to impact my business more than anything, because it's encouraging me to get out there and get on with the marketing and sales. Now, there was one other thing that they talked about in the evolution of Kajabi on this that I think no other SaaS platform, software as a service platform, is talking about. And that is the Customer Success Manager. The biggest change that every pro plan will see is a dedicated Customer Success Manager. This isn't just another chatbot or another priority ticket situation. These are people who want to understand your specific situation. Most platforms are moving away from human support, and they're pushing AI chatbots and self-service knowledge bases or communities to cut costs. Kajabi's doing the opposite. They're adding in more human touch points at the exact moment that their competitors are removing them. They're launching a specific program to help heroes earn their first dollar as quickly as possible. And all of this addresses the biggest platform problem: people signing up and never actually getting to launch anything profitably. So as said, most platforms are growing by adding new features and making things more complicated. Kajabi is doubling down on making the core product the world's best online business product. Yes, they're adding a couple of new things in, but the focus is on making the core product the best that it can be and increasing the support investment needed for their customers. That's expensive and suggests they're prioritizing long-term customer success over short-term margins. So if you're new to Kajabi, never heard of it, even if you want to test it out, go to anthodges.com/Kajabi, get access to a 30-day trial and some bonuses that I can give you as a thank you for signing up on my partner link there to get your Kajabi business engine firing on all cylinders. You can test every new feature that we've just covered based on what plan you sign up for. See if it simplifies your business like it has for thousands of others. Just go to anthodges.com/Kajabi and get your trial. If you're already an existing user of Kajabi, go to that page as well. There are links to some of those additional resources that you could choose to get access to as well. But let me be direct about what Kajabi and their new updates really gives us and what it doesn't give us. This is really kind of like my honest opinion. I think Kajabi gives us a simplified tool stack without losing functionality. It provides genuine support, not just documentation and bots to chat with. And it helps us to grow our sales. The platform helps us to scale and grow with our business. And it integrates features that usually require multiple tools. What it doesn't give us is a replacement for every possible business tool, nor should it. A solution if our business needs highly specialized features. A lower subscription like many of the basic tools with limited functionality. This evolution makes sense for serious business owners, people who are wanting to grow but are tired of complexity. If you're making under 10,000 a year with just a hobby business, then simpler tools might work for you now, but will they as you grow? If you're making over 100,000 a year, maybe you need to think about the level of integration you need with other platforms, or could Kajabi, like an all-in-one, actually do it for you? I believe their pricing reflects the value that they bring: comprehensive functionality and professional support. Whether you're new to Kajabi or you're using it already, head over to anthodges.com/Kajabi. If you're new to the platform, get access to my extended 30-day trial. And if you're an existing user, there are some resources that you can get that will help you scale up your business as well. Kajabi is the platform I build my entire business on. I'm going nowhere, and I would truly love you to be invited into the family or to stick around, be part of what we're doing here together. Kajabi Evolved was something rare in my opinion, rare in the software world. Evolution that simplifies instead of complicates. The new features work together, the pricing reflects actual value, and the support helps you to succeed. So if you're tired of juggling tools and want to focus on growing your business instead of managing the tech stack, this evolution is worth serious consideration. Drop me a comment and let me know, what are the most tools you've ever used in your business? I bet Kajabi could replace most of them. I've been Ant Hodges. I look forward to speaking to you next time. And until then, let's keep it simple.